Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Phyllis Morning Show. We are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I hope we're ready to get this morning started. It's going to be a good day. Okay. It's going to be an amazing Thursday. Because we said so. And yeah, I'm going to make a book list. If y'all know I'm a nerd times 10,000. And I have like 10 books I want to read, but I'm reading 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them I'm reading now. One of them I'm rereading. And so that doesn't, 4 of them I'm rereading because they were that good. The Seat of the Soul, I am reading that. That's a good book. And so y'all know I always want to start a book club, and I have one at work. And as we're reading Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. So that's more work related. But y'all, I really want to start a book club. So if you're interested, I know I talked about it earlier in the year, starting a book club. But I think I may have to do a virtual one, or we do like a meet and greet somewhere in between. But I really want to do a book club. So happy Thursday. Welcome to the Phyllis Morning Show. Let me get you guys the quote of the day, which I love. Stop planting flowers in people's yards who aren't going to water them. Stop planting flowers in people's yard who aren't going to water them. That simply means don't waste the seeds you have on people who don't want them. Don't waste your time feeding into people who don't need it, who don't want it, who don't desire it. Take your seeds and your time somewhere else. Stop planting flowers in people's yard who aren't going to water them. I love that quote. So that is the quote of the day. And here is the thought of the day. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. And don't forget, if your friends and family do not have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. And we have over 300 shows. So I'm about 2 weeks behind putting videos over on YouTube. So if y'all would be patient with me, I'm going to try to get that done this weekend and the last few weeks of the Fearless Morning Show. So please don't forget to share the show. Again, stop planting flowers in people's yards who aren't going to water them. Love that. I've done that before and wondering why ain't nothing happening. Yeah, they wasn't supposed to, because I planted it in the wrong place. So, all right. So here is the fearless thought of the day, y'all. So y'all know it's Domestic Violence Month, right? And last year I tried to do a whole series. And here's the thing. Sometimes people are not checking for domestic violence. They don't want to hear it because, 1, they don't care. 2, it never affected them. 3, they think, what does that have to do with me? And I don't really want to hear it. So I decided I'll address some things that come along with it that may make you say, remember that? Remember, I seen how they say, So yesterday we talked about the hard truth about starting over. And then on, that's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, we talked about accepting the deep change of you, because that's really hard when you start changing and figure out, darn, this is really what it is. Then you understand. So today we're talking about the truth about understanding other people's roles in our life and coming to the realization of who they really are. And sometimes this is your family. When I tell you this was hard, like I cried. Like on this journey, I cried a lot, but I cried really, really hard, because when you are in the middle of your change, when you are deciding to change, there will be people who just, they don't understand, and that's neither here nor there. They don't understand. They can't comprehend where you're going. in as to no fault of their own, or if you have stopped the habit of what was keeping you in crazy and you're developing the new habit and you come to realize some things have got to change, that's a funky place to be. So here's the hard truth about it. Some people would, and a friend of mine said this, and my mother said this to me. Some people are not your friend. They are the friends of opportunity. They are the friends of, oh, look at what she's doing now. Let me now be her friend. They are friends of convenience for them and not friends of support. And I was planting my flowers in people's yard who didn't water it. Meaning I was trying to force somebody to be my friend when it was never their job to be my friend. They were never meant to be doing the things that I wanted them to do in my life. That was such a hard concept and thought for me to come to, let go of, and reevaluate my friendships with. So, because I feel like if we've been friends, we just friends for life. And I learned hard lessons that after I left my abuser. Let me tell you something. Living in a shelter, it'll get you down to your truth real fast. It will get you down to who is my friend and who is not. Because there were days when I called my friends and they didn't answer the phone. Those were the days where I didn't have any clean clothes. I didn't have no food for the kids. Have no diapers. And I always want to never ask for help. And so when you're broken down to this point, you don't mind asking for help. You ask for it. So I'm calling my friends to ask for help. And they didn't answer the phone. And not only, because you're desperate at this point. Not only did I call once, I called twice, 3, 4, 20, 25 days in a row. And they never answered my phone call. And it would be a week later. Hey girl, how you doing? I missed your call. And I would always negotiate why they never called, why they never answered. Oh, well, you know, they're just busy and they have a life. And it took somebody saying, and me come to realization, JoJo, sweetie, they're not your friend. They're your friend of convenience. They're your friend of opportunity, period. But when I needed them, they were not there. And so that made me reevaluate who they were in my life, what role they played in my life. And number 3, look at myself. Was I being a friend to them as well? And if it wasn't something that I could do for them, maybe I was putting more on them than they could handle, than they deserved. And I realized I was planting flowers in people's yard who was not going to water it. I was giving them the status of friend when they didn't deserve it. And they did. And here's the thing I want you to be comfortable with, and this is the hard truth. You've got to be okay with saying some people do not deserve to be your friend. Some people don't deserve to be in your life. They just don't. It's not bad. It's not one thing over another. They just don't. It is a privilege to be your friend. It's a privilege to be my friend. Because when we develop a relationship, I'm becoming vulnerable to you to say, this is a part of JoJo that I'm opening up to you. I'm offering you a part of me. That person should honor that. Just like if somebody comes to you and say, I want to be your friend, you should honor that they are becoming vulnerable and open up a part of themselves to you. Now, some people, they just don't respect that because they don't know how. And 2, they don't care. 3, they may care, but it's not really important for them. And that's when it's right there that I had to come to the ugly realization that people have been calling friends for years. Like childhood friends. They were not my friends. And I cried. And I tried to negotiate, to try to understand, yes, they are. Try to talk people into believing that they are. And they were not. And then that made me reevaluate their role in my life. And when you're starting over, when you are breaking old habits, here's the thing. It has to become essential that you evaluate everyone you let into your life. It becomes essential. You now, at least for me, I respect the process of letting somebody into my life or saying that you're my friend. I respect the process of giving you that title. It's not given freely. It's not all access. It's not, oh, we bestest of friends. Nope. It is essential that you evaluate people who are in your life. What are they bringing in? And what are you giving them? Is the relationship the same? And I had to start setting boundaries that these are some essentials that I've got to have for you to be my friend. Period. It took me a long time to get there because in the beginning I just cried because I wanted everybody to be my friend. Like, why won't she be my friend? Why don't she understand? It wasn't her. She was never meant to be. I was giving her a title that she didn't want. And everything that they did showed me that they didn't want to be my friend. But I insisted. Oh, but they didn't mean it. Have you ever tried to explain somebody's behavior away? Like when they say something slick, well, you know, that's just how they are. No, they meant that. I learned that from my abuser. They're not slick with their mouth. They're not, oh, that's just how they are. They tell it how it is. They meant every word of it, and they meant it on purpose, and they meant exactly how they said it. And when you try to negotiate and talk your way around it, it don't work. It ain't gonna work because you know that you're making excuses for them. And so the hard truth is, sister, brother, you're gonna have to evaluate your friendships. Evaluate people's roles in your life. Directly or indirectly, they're going to affect your life. And it's up to you to decide how they're going to do that. You are a beautiful person. Your smile is amazing. You are the funniest, most confident person in the entire world. It is a privilege and an honor to be your friend. And until you understand that for yourself, you're going to be planting flowers in other people's yard who are not going to water it. Meaning you are going to be seeking a relationship, a friendship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. You're going to be seeking something and never finding it because the essentials of what you need are not there because you haven't taken the time to develop what those essentials are. You keep explaining away people's behavior. You keep making excuses for them, relieving them of their responsibility that they may be rude to you, because that's just it. Sometimes people they're rude and they're mean, and it's on purpose. And I realized that they were rude and mean to me on purpose because I allowed them to be. Meaning I didn't check them, I didn't say anything, I made excuses, I left it off, and it wasn't until I got to the hard truths about some things. Like, JoJo, you living in a shelter, girl. It don't get no harder than that. Truth don't get no truther than that. You ain't got no place to stay. You don't even have no drawers. You don't even have a toothbrush. Like, let's get down to the truth. And so when you call people and they see you as a friend of afar, meaning because they don't see you every day, it doesn't impact their life every day. And then you come to the realization of the understanding of what some people define as friends may not be your definition of friend. Then you start to grow. Then you start to say, this here is essential for it to be in place, for you to be my friend. That period. And for me to be your friend, here's some things I'm going to offer to you. Because, again, it's a privilege to be your friend, just like it's a privilege to be my friend. I got to bring something to the table. So if we're going to be friends, if I'm going to be vulnerable and open myself up to you, here's what you can expect from me. So I'm willing to give exactly what I'm asking for. And that was a process. I cried. I tried to negotiate. I tried to think about. I did everything. And none of that worked. I'm just saying. Just saying. How are you gonna not have you already in the middle of crazy? Hold on, y'all, 1 second to hear what I was about. Oh. So, y'all, we have a friend of the Fearless Morning Show who is going through a domestic violence situation right now. And a family member is supposed to be helping her with medicine and groceries. But this is my topic this morning. They haven't responded. They haven't reached out. She's in a safe location until now. And she wanted to reach out to see if people can help her with a donation till she can get back to work. She does have a cash out. So if you guys are willing or interested to help this sister out in this domestic violence situation, looks like she needs help with her medicine. She needs help with medicine and with food for herself. And it looks like she's in a safe place right now. So if you're interested, send me a message so that I can put you in contact with the person who needs help this morning. And that's what it's about. And just like this lady said, she reached out to family and friends and no response. That is so hard. Y'all, you don't know the pain of being so desperate for help. You're so scared that you're not going to live for the next second. And yet I still got to ask for help. And the very people that I call my best friends or my family don't want to help me. Y'all, when I tell you that hurts you to your soul, that hurts you to your soul. So we have a sister here, y'all. This just came across my message, who is in a domestic violence situation right now and needs help with her medicine and her groceries. She does have a cash out. So if anybody's willing to give anything, any amount, it doesn't matter. Send me your information and I will share the cash app information with you. And sometimes that's all that, it's the small things. But y'all, I want to cry now because I remember that hurting feeling from this lady. I remember what it's like to call friends and be like, I ain't got no food. And they think, girl, stop tripping. No, I really don't have food in the house. I'm picking up pennies off the ground. Don't have food in the house. And I'm being vulnerable enough to call you and ask you for help, but you don't answer the phone. You act like I don't exist because you're not here in my struggle with me. But if I was your friend, shouldn't there be a level of, oh, that's my girl, there's some respect there, let me help her? Shouldn't that be there? That, y'all, when I tell you that's a hurting feeling, and that's going to take you a minute to get over, that's why you got to become urgent about evaluating your relationships. Who are your friends and who are not? And develop some essentials that have got to be in place in order to be your friend. Now that's got to be, y'all, when I tell you I went through that after I cried and I got through all of that, I went through not talking to people. Like I stopped talking to them. And if I chose to start back talking to them, it was on my own terms. And that was it. You got to come up with some essentials to what it is to be your friend, and what are you going to offer them. That's the hard truth. You got to understand other people's roles in your life. That's hard. That's not easy. And then when you have that conversation, and it may be your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin, who you thought your ace, your road dog, and when it comes down to the bare minimum, that they're not there, that's a hurting feeling. That's a true hurting feeling. So if you guys want to help this sister out who just left her domestic violence situation, she is in a safe place, but she needs help with groceries and her medicine. If you're willing to donate or give, send me a message here on Facebook, and I will send you her cash app information so that you can bless a sister today. And like she said, she asked her family, and they're not even responding. Been there and done that. So, y'all, help your sister out. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot. This is Domestic Violence Month. Please make sure you give to your local shelter. Even if it's just going to the Dollar Tree and making goodie bags, Family Dollar, Dollar General, Super 10, Big Lots. Take you $10 and just make little goodie bags and take it to the shelter. And or could you just go to Walmart and buy some underwear and bras? You don't know how hard it is to ask somebody for underwear. I had to do that. I had to ask for a bra and underwear. And you will never understand the embarrassment, the shame, and the humbleness that comes with that. So if you could, take some time out today, $5, $10, to go bless a shelter. Go through your closet, give some clothes. Because if it was not for the community of the organization that I went to, I wouldn't have had clothes after day one. I didn't have anything to sleep in. Like, I had nothing. So please give to those organizations, because you are blessing a woman, and it just may be a woman with children. If you want to bless this sister who just left her domestic violence situation, who needs help with her groceries and her medicine, please send me a message and I will send over her cash out. So the quote of the day, y'all, is stop planting flowers in people's yards who aren't going to honor them, who aren't going to water them. It's essential. You got to check who your friends are, and then be like, no. Here's the quote for another day. Even though I spoke a no, but I allowed a yes. Meaning I kept telling people no, they couldn't be my friend, but I keep allowing them to be my friend. Get some essentials down. And don't allow your inconsistencies to stand. Don't allow your uncertainties to stand. Meaning if you're not sure, don't allow them to continue on. Become sure. You scared to make that call. You scared to make that decision. Make the decision. Look at the people in your life and understand exactly what they're bringing. It's a privilege to be your friend. It's a privilege to be their friend. All right, guys, please make sure you share the show. Sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, we do have that YouTube channel where you can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. So make sure you check it out. If you want to bless this sister who is in a domestic violence situation, looks like she's in a safe house now, but needs help with the medicine and groceries, send me a message and I will send you her cash app so that you can do that. Even if it's $2, $3, y'all, you have no idea how much it helps, and it can change somebody's life. So, all right, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. I will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.